a 73% increase in sales from doing this one little change on eBay. It took me, 5 minutes change, and my sales have skyrocketed. I am up 73% on my promoted listing sales. You can see right here, I'm up 31% because of this change in my total sales. Promoted listings work. Now, what promoted listings work? Wrong screen. What promoted listings work? Are my strategies going to work the same as you? Probably not. So in today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit what I did to give you some ideas, but I'm going to show you how to set up your promoted listings. I'm going to show you how to set up a campaign so you can try different strategies and quickly look at the data. We're going to walk through the data, what exactly it means to figure out what promoted listing strategy is going to be the best for you. Now, if you are new to eBay, I'm going to quickly talk about promoted listings. I'm going to link a video up here where I go a little bit more in depth into it. Some things have changed. There are 3 promoted listing options. So what promoted listings is essentially paying eBay to promote your listings. It's going to promote in search. It's going to promote in 20 to 40 different places within eBay and on Google. So if you search on Google and an item comes up from eBay and it says sponsored on it, that's you paying promoted to be the first one that comes up. It is going to be in search, but one of the biggest things it's going to do is when someone is on eBay browsing, looking at items similar to yours, you're going to see little bars within eBay that say, hey, you may also be interested in this. And it is going to grab the buyers, not just the ones that are searching, but all of the buyers, multiple different places. Regular promoted listing standard, you are paying a fee if the item sells. So you can promote all your items and not have to pay the fee until it sells, and only if it sells by promoted listings. We're going to get into the fee structure in a little bit and how to tell if it's actually worth it. Yes, my sales are up, but I am going to get into this because this is something you need to be mindful of. You're paying for this. And what does your net look like? Thankfully, eBay has the information for us, and I will show you the chart so that you guys can make that decision as well. That is something you need to be mindful of and make as you're deciding if promoted listings is for you. I use standard. There is promoted listing advanced. It is kind of in beta. This is where you pay per click. So if you have multiple items, or you sell all the same category and you want to be the top in whatever auto part, let's say you do auto parts and you do some kind of rim or something. I don't know anything about auto parts, but there's a keyword that you use in every single listing and you want to pay to be the top for that keyword. You would do promoted listing per clicks. You can set up the campaigns the same. Everything's going to be the same, except for you're going to do the advanced version and try different strategies to see if it works for you. So we're going to be looking at, I'm going to show you how to set up a campaign, show you how to set up a promoted listing, and then I'm going to show you the data to figure out if those promoted listings are right for you. Before we do that, I do always want to show you how to get to these charts and things that I am looking at. So I am down here on the promoted listings sales. If I scroll all the way up, I'm in my seller hub, I'm on performance, I'm on sales. Lots of information here. I have lots of videos in my YouTube eBay tutorial playlist on how to look at all this information. Tons of how-to tutorials on how to do this. You scroll all the way down to all sales, and then if you click on promoted listings, and it's going to break it out. Once we make a campaign, I'm going to show you guys in a minute, once we make a campaign, it's going to give you even more information on your promoted listings, especially because I'm trying out a couple different strategies. So I'm going to show you guys how to create a campaign, how to create a promoted listing, and then we'll go ahead and look at the data, the strategy that I use, as well as what the data is telling me. So now I'm over here on the marketing tab and I'm going down to dashboard. If you come up to the right, it's going to say create a new campaign. Now the nice thing about creating a campaign is you can, sorry friends, I keep clicking on the wrong screen. My numbers are flip-flopped on the software that I use to record. So sorry. Thank you for bearing with me. So creating a campaign, I used to go in and just bulk edit or add promoted listing as I was listing it. And what I really like about a campaign is you can try different strategies and then see how they're working. You can also, it makes it much faster when you are listing. Let's say you try these different strategies, and for purses you want this rate, and for jeans you want this rate, and for shoes you want this rate. If you create a campaign when you're selecting your promoted listings, when you are creating a listing, there's a drop down. You can select the campaign and move on. You don't even have to remember what the campaign is or what you're doing. If you have virtual assistants, this is really nice because you can create a campaign exactly what you want and just tell them, hey, for jeans, do the promoted listing jean campaign or whatever you'd like to name it. So the campaigns are super nice. You can also look at the different data as you are doing it. So here we're going up here and we're going to hit create a campaign. I'm going to change this. And this is going to take you to choose your campaign. I am going to say full disclosure, you cannot create a campaign if your items are already promoted. So for me, I had 2% promoted across the board. I had to go in and bulk edit, which I will link a video up here on how to bulk edit. I had to go in and bulk edit, take promoted listing off of the ones that I wanted to take off. And then it probably took me maybe 3 to 5 minutes to refresh in the background, and then I could create a campaign on it. So be mindful as you're going through. If you already promote items, you have to take the promoted off. You can only set up a campaign on items that do not have items promoted on their listing. For me, I do this simple because, like I said, I just do the standard and I want to be able to pick it. But you could go through and you could do bulk, you could do automated. So every pair of jeans, if you find a strategy and you're like, for all jeans, I want to promote it at 5% trending plus 2 or whatever you choose, and we'll talk about this in a minute, it just is automatically going to do it for you. For me, I created it this simple because I want a little bit more control over it right now as I'm trying to figure it out. You hit create a campaign. You're going to see here I'm not going to have anything to create. Oh, I have a couple. This is my one listing that got canceled and relisted. I love when you have a $272 sold that asks to cancel. Oh, the joys of selling on eBay. You can come up here, make your name. I would highly recommend naming this something that you're going to remember when you come back in 2 weeks, a month, 6 months, what you did. So I really do the strategy that I tried is I am promoting older inventory. I am saying, hey, if I've had it for a year or older, this is what I'm promoting it at. So my campaign name, and we'll see in a minute, my campaign name is old inventory, what my rate was, what my, all of this information, my ad rate, what my trending was, everything I put in the campaign name. So you guys can see in a minute, I'm going to be able to quickly know what I'm actually looking at. So create whatever name you want. You're the only one who's going to see this. When you want to start it, you can have an end date as well. You can do a future start. So if you're setting up campaigns like for Christmas, you're like, hey, I want to like really be at the top for Christmas, you can set it up to go ahead in December. And then you have apply suggested ad rate or apply fixed ad rate. So the suggested ad rate is going to be the algorithm behind eBay is going to look at your category, is going to look at the items that are selling like yours and say, hey, most people are selling it around here. If you want to compete with them, you should sell it around here. You can set it to a cap because you're not going to know what the ad rate is, and it is changing. So you can say, I'm fine with the ad rate, but I don't want to pay more than 15%. I don't want to pay more than 7%, whatever your percent. And remember, you're only paying this if it sells via promoted listings, but you can set that and say, I don't want to pay any more than that. You can also adjust the suggested ad rate. So you can say, hey, it's trending at 5%, but I want to be better than everyone else. I want to do the ad rate plus 2%, and I don't want it to go over 25. So this is what I did, and you will see in a minute how it worked out. This is what I did for my older inventory. And I'll talk about it in a minute, why I did this and why I'm going to keep doing it. But you can go in and set all of these. For the purpose of this video, I'm not going to launch it. I'm just showing you. You can also come down here and try different strategy. You can say, I want to do it on this category, and I only want to do it on my items that are really expensive, or only on my lower price items, or certain brands or conditions. There's so many different ways that you can set up some campaigns. See what's working for you. And now we're going to look at the data, y'all. This is where I shine, but this is where it's going to help you understand what to do and make the most money with the items that you already have. So if you go back, you'd want to launch that, obviously. I'm not launching it because I don't need that campaign for my one item. But you're going to go back and we're going to still be on the dashboard, and you can come down here. You can look at your campaign types. Like I said, I only have standard, but if you have advanced or you're trying some strategies between the two, you can click on which one that you do. You can look at all of your promoted listings, say in general, how is promoted listings performing for me? I'm going to come down. So I am trying two different things. I tried, and you can see how I named it, the date that I did it, so that I can go back and say, hey, it's been this long since I did it. older test. So this is testing my 400 oldest items. I promoted them. And then you can see here, I did a 6 to 12 month, I did 60, but 6 to 12 months. So this is my 400 oldest. And then I was like, well, let me promote everything that's 6 months or older. I'm going to cap it at 15, trending at +5. So the trending +5, and I'm going to cap it. I don't want to pay any more than 15. And I had to go in and take promoted listings off. So I know that this was on 60 items. I'm going to click on this one just so that we can look at it. And let me tell you a little bit of my strategy before we look at my data. So I have stale inventory, and we all do, but I have stale inventory, and I'm seeing that I am listing more items that I'm selling. I'm going to be doing a video about reseller nirvana. This is one of the ways that I know that my store isn't really in good health. I'm going to link a video up here as well because some of it's the market. So I need to be moving with the market. I am not performing the way that I used to perform. And so I'm looking at all of these different strategies. And one of these things was promoted listings. I've been doing promoted listings 2%. I did an analysis like 2 years ago, and that's what I decided worked the best. Well, it's been 2 years and things change. I have sale inventory and I want to move it and get rid of it. And I thought, hey, promoted listings is one way to do this. Now, I'm choosing promoted listings before I do sell similar for older inventory, and here's why. So when I went to eBay headquarters, I'll link a video up here. I run out of cards eventually, so they'll be linked down in the description. But I went to eBay headquarters and I learned so much in asking and talking to the executives, did a full video on things that I learned. But the thing with sell similar, they didn't say not to do it, but you have to be mindful is eBay does have an algorithm, and eBay picks up data on all of your listings. And it's going, if you sell similar, if you end the item and you sell and you relist it as a completely new item, sell similar, not relist, but end it and make a completely new item via sell similar, all of that background information is lost, and eBay is treating it as a completely new item and trying to figure out what to do with it. The other issue with sell similar is eBay can only push so many items to Google before in a day. There's so many listings and they cannot push it to Google. So it takes time for your new listing in eBay to show up in Google. And that can be concerning. So I wanted to see if there's ways that I can have items that I already have listed to sell. And that's why I was like, let me promote the crap out of them and see if that's going to get them in more eyes than making it a new listing. And friends, it's working. Let's look at it. So we are going to be looking at, you could see I showed you some of my data for everything, but you are looking, I did this October 22nd, which is about 2 weeks ago. So I'm looking at it 2 weeks in. I'm going to keep monitoring it, but you can see in 2 weeks, I've already made $446 in sales. We saw the chart earlier that my promoted listings is up by 73% because of these changes that I've made. It's getting more clicks. My sales conversion rate is 2.27 on these items. Friends, these are stale inventory that I have had for over a year, some more than that. They were not getting any views. They were not getting anything. They were not being sold. And now I'm having a conversion rate. So that means of the items that people are seeing, 2.27 of them are selling. That is phenomenal. Compared to my regular conversion rate, let's go up here, what my normal conversion rate is. Oh, that's the wrong chart. I don't have the chart easily accessible, but I know my normal, actually, I'm going to show you because I want you guys to be able to see how to do this. So if I go to my summary, I think it's on the traffic tab. Yes. So if I go to the summary or in the traffic tab, you can come up here. We're still under performance and we're looking at summary. If you can come over here to the right on this little, this gives you a brief. If you click on it, it'll give you way more information. But my normal conversion rate is 1.3%. These are converting at almost a full percent higher than that. That's astronomical, especially for old inventory, friends. This is things that have been sitting that I've had for 2 years and are not selling. Average sold rate. So this is something that you do need to be mindful of. You're paying to promote these. So yes, I'm selling more. However, my average sold rate, right? So I set this up to be trending. I mean, I set it like astronomical. On average, I'm paying 12.86% in promoted listing fees on this. So I am paying for this. But my thought on this is, and let me know your guys' strategies and what you think, but my thought on this is, If I had old inventory in a brick and mortar, I would be clearancing the crap out of it. I would be sending out newsletters. I would be doing all kinds of marketing things. So it's paying 12% to make $446 that I wasn't making before, paying 12% to increase my sales, my complete sales 31%, paying 12% to increase my promoted listing sales 73%. To me, it's absolutely worth it for older inventory. Now, is it worth it for all my new inventory? I am undecided in that. I'm still trying, I'm messing with my older inventory to get it moving and hit reseller nirvana. Like I said, I have a video coming out because I'm so close to hitting reseller nirvana. I think I'm going to get there soon. So make sure to hit subscribe and really see what I think pushed me into reseller nirvana from Chris at A Daily Refinement. That means listing as many items as you sold. I'm starting with my older inventory to really push that out the door. I don't mind spending a little bit of more money on items that are just sitting, because not only are they just sitting there and they're not getting viewed really anymore, they're taking up space, friends. I have limited space and limited inventory. If I can move something out, even if I'm paying 12% on it, if I can move it out the door, that means I can get a new, better item in to be making more money. So be mindful of what you guys are doing. Let me know your strategies down below, what you guys are going to be doing. Make sure to subscribe so that you can see my strategies moving forward. If I'm going to move this super high rated promoted listings, right now I only do 2% on everything else. If I'm going to change my strategy completely, I'm going to be looking at it. I will tell you that much. So make sure to subscribe. YouTube thinks that you'd like this video. I will link a playlist down here of how to make money reselling on eBay and Poshmark. And then do make sure to hit that subscribe button. You can also join, more information is down below. Join my memberships on YouTube.